How do we understand both the opening of opportunity structures and continued racial subordination for African Americans? My name is Angie Sims. I'm Assistant Professor of Sociology and Urban Studies at Barnard College, Columbia University. This year at Russell Sage, I'm working on my book manuscript, which is tentatively titled Fighting for a Foothold: How Governments and Markets Undermine Black Suburbia. And the research itself is based in Prince George's County, Maryland, which is a suburb of Washington, D.C. I'm studying Prince George's County, Maryland, because it is a best case scenario for Black suburbia. It is the local jurisdiction in the United States with the highest concentration of middle-class Black Americans defined by college attainment and by income. And so this county is the best opportunity for overcoming both legacy and contemporary forms of anti-Black policies and racial capitalism. I compare Prince George's County to two counties that border Prince George's. One is Fairfax County, Virginia. The second is Montgomery County, Maryland. And I choose those two counties because it is important within a metropolitan area to understand the counties that a jurisdiction is competing with for residents. And because I'm studying the Black middle class, I'm interested in understanding how counties that have smaller Black populations and larger white populations, how they fare in comparison to a majority Black population. So these jurisdictions have different economic capacities by virtue of their population compositions in terms of both race and class. So Prince George's County, even though it's majority middle class, still has more people who are at the core portion of the middle class, or even slightly lower, what we might call upper working class or lower middle class, whereas the white jurisdictions have more of the upper middle class. So we can think of the difference between lawyers, doctors, and engineers, and people who work a clerical job at a government agency. Because Prince George's County has more of the moderate income residents and relative to its neighbors, and because Prince George's County receives less investment from private industry, it actually generates less tax revenue than these majority white jurisdictions, and that also means that it is subsidizing the white jurisdictions because it's absorbing more of the residents that are harder to serve, which puts more pressure on their budget, and it also means they have less capacity to raise revenue to then fund those services. My year at Russell Sage has been wonderful. It's been a delight in so many ways. Intellectually, I was telling a friend, it's like being at nerd camp, only now we're older and have a few more resources, we're a bit more mature. It's so enriching to be with other people who are studying similar enough topics that we understand each other's work, but also distinct enough that we can speak into each other's work from different angles, and also just enjoy the enterprise of what it is to generate knowledge, to be able to name the limitations of what we are doing, but also to think about the hope and the promise of understanding these really deep social problems better, so that we hopefully are setting ourselves up to think about the kinds of solutions that are more likely to be successful to actually improve people's quality of life. Socially, it's also fun. We have lunches every day produced by a wonderful chef, Jackie, and so we are able to do all of this over a wonderful meal daily and with colloquiums weekly. The other great benefit is that there's a range of scholars, those who are pre-tenure and post-tenure, and then those who are like senior, like the people with the endowed chairs. So it's exciting to see people who are like me, pre-tenure, and who are building, hopefully, the record that will allow us to attain tenure, but to also see how people have matured throughout their academic arc. And so it's an inspiration.